Hi kids, let's begin by reviewing closed syllables. Remember that closed syllable words, the vowel that is in the middle is a short vowel sound. For example, bad is a closed syllable word and the consonant D closes the door on the A so the A can no longer say its name. It is a short vowel sound. Let's also talk about syllables in a word. So syllables are when your chin drops. Each time that your chin drops when saying a word, that is a syllable. You could also sound out syllables by clapping your hands. For example, bad. My chin dropped once, so it's a one-syllable word. Baseball. My chin dropped twice, so it is a two-syllable word. Bad. One-syllable word. Baseball, two-syllable word. So whenever we are looking at syllables, we mark those just by scooping. That's a one-syllable word. And because it is a closed syllable, the consonant closes the door on the A, we are also going to mark the A with a breve. But there are exceptions to the rule. Some letters in the alphabet refuse to be at the end of the word. They have to have a letter to support it. And in this case, the letter that refuses to be at the end of the word by itself is a V. It would like the E to support it. So when we look at this word, it looks like a closed syllable word, and it looks like the word give. But that is not the way that we spell the word give, because V does not like to be at the end of a word by itself. It likes for E to be there with it and support it. So now we spell give, G-I-V-E. But that goes against all the rules, because our rule is if a word ends with E, then the vowel is a long vowel sound. But we do not say give. We say give. Let's look at the word olive. I'm going to mark the word olive because it is an exception to the VE syllable that you have previously learned. Olive, olive. My jaw drops 2 times. So love. 2-syllable word. So I'm going to look at the first syllable, all. That is a short vowel sound, the O is, because it is a closed syllable. The L tells us it is a closed syllable. Now, typically we would say I is long, alive, but in this case, the word is not olive, it is olive. So it is an exception to the VE rule. So we would still mark the I with a breve to show that it is a short vowel sound. We would cross out the E, and then we would show that this is a closed syllable word, or closed syllable, sorry, and that this is typically the VE rule, but it's an exception. Because it is an exception, we put an X through it. And that is how we mark the word olive. Now let's look at the word captive. When I say the word captive, my jaw drops twice. Captive. So it is a 2-syllable word. I look at the first syllable, cap. It is a closed syllable word, so I mark the A with a breve because it is a short vowel sound. It is a closed syllable word. And then now I look at the second syllable. And typically we would say captive because the E helps the I say its name. But this is an exception to the rule. It is captive. So I would mark the I with a breve. I would mark out the E, and then I would say that it is the vowel E rule, but it is an exception. And because it is an exception, I put an X through that. So that is how we would mark the word captive. Now, go to your student notebook, your Castle notebook, and turn to page 21. On page 21, you will notice the VE syllable, cake, and you will notice how they marked cake. Now, I do a swinging swoop, but they did a straight line. Go ahead and color in VE syllable equals cake, C-A-K-E. The silent E helps the A say its name, so it's a long A sound. Color that in. Now look at the exception, give. Even though there is an E at the end of the word, it is an exception to the silent E rule. It is, the I is a short I sound, so we would mark it with a breve. Go ahead and color in the word give. Now turn to page 23 in your student notebook. Exceptions, the letter V. The V refuses to be alone at the end of a word. It wants help. It wants the E's help. So sometimes a word has a vowel, a V, then an E. The E may make the long vowel, like in 5, or it may be there because English words do not end in a V. The vowel sound may still be short, like in give and olive. Go ahead and 2 times write the word give and then mark it. Write the word olive and then mark it. Do it twice for practice. Let's look at the word 5. Sometimes the E will be doing both jobs, ending the word for a V and making the vowel say its name, the long vowel sound. Let's also compare 2 words. Okay, let's look at these 2 words, cave and have. They both end with AVE, but one has a long vowel sound and one has a short vowel sound. Let's mark them. Cave. Cave is 1 syllable. And the E, silent E, helps the A say its name. So it's a long A sound. So that is our vowel, consonant, silent E rule. Look at have. Have is 1 syllable, so we would mark it as so. Have. However, it is not a long vowel sound. It is a short vowel sound, so we would mark it with a breve. We would mark out the E. Sorry, I should have marked out the E over here too because it's a short, it's a silent E. And it also follows the vowel, consonant, silent E rule, but it's an exception to the rule because the E did not help the A say its name. So we would put an X through the V consonant E. IVE is sometimes part of a word and sometimes it is a suffix. As a suffix, it is used to make words that describe something or someone. Let's add something to the beginning of I've. Let's mark the word active. 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 So this is a closed syllable. This is a vowel, consonant E, but we do not say active, we say active. Act, the A is a short A sound, the I is a short I sound. We mark out the E and we have we mark out the exception to the rule.